Have you ever prayed and felt like nobody was listening? Stay with me until the end, because this story ends with a moment that will change how you see every silent prayer you've ever whispered. This is the story of a boy named Theo. Theo had no mother, no father, no home really, just a shed behind the old grain mill where he slept on a bed of straw. Every morning, before the sun rose, he walked to the well to wash his face. The water was always cold. He was used to it. The village knew him, but knowing isn't the same as caring. Mothers pulled their children away when he passed. Shopkeepers watched him a little too closely, like he was already guilty of something. Still, Theo was kind. If someone dropped a basket, he picked it up. If someone was hungry, he split his last piece of bread in half, even when half was all he had. At night, he'd lie back and look at the sky, and he'd talk. Not fancy words, just honest ones. "God, today was hard," he'd whisper. "God, I was hungry again. I tried to be good. Did I do something wrong?" No answer ever came, just silence and stars. Then one day, everything got worse. A merchant's coin purse went missing in the market. Before anyone even asked a question, a finger was already pointing straight at Theo. "I didn't take it," he said, but quiet voices don't stand a chance against a loud crowd. That night he sat alone, knees to his chest, and asked the sky the question that had been building for years. Why should I keep being good if the world keeps punishing me for it? Bitterness knocked. It would have been so easy to let it in. But he didn't, because somewhere deep down, Theo believed something simple. Anger feels strong for a moment. Kindness makes you strong for a lifetime. Years passed like that, hard but faithful. Then one evening by the river, an old man sat down beside him. Theo hadn't heard him approach. "Do you ever feel forgotten?" he asked. Theo froze. No one had ever asked him that. "Yes," he whispered, "all the time." The old man nodded slowly, like he already knew. Silence doesn't mean absence. Seeds grow in the dark before anyone sees them break the surface. Every kind thing you've ever done, even the ones nobody saw, was seen. Theo's eyes filled. "Then why am I still so alone?" The old man looked out at the water. "Some roads aren't meant to break you, they're meant to shape you." They sat together as the night grew quiet. For the first time in years, Theo didn't feel invisible. The old man placed a hand on his shoulder. "You matter," he said, "more than you know." Then he stood and started walking down the path along the river. After a few steps, he turned back. "Never believe your suffering goes unnoticed, and never believe your kindness is wasted." Theo blinked, and the old man was gone. Not down the path, not behind the trees. Gone. No footsteps, no sound, just the river and the wind. And instead of fear, something else rose in Theo's chest: understanding. He fell to his knees at the water's edge, tears falling, not from pain this time, but from release. "Thank you," he whispered, "for never leaving me." The next morning, the sun rose the same as always, but Theo was different. He walked with a quiet strength nobody could name. Farmers offered him work. A neighbor asked him to stay for supper. Doors opened one after another, not because he demanded anything, but because goodness has a way of finding its way back. Years later, walking that same river path, Theo saw a boy sitting alone, hungry, tired, invisible, just like he once was. He sat beside him, shared his food, stayed, and in that boy's smile, Theo finally understood the lesson that had taken him a lifetime to learn. Kindness is never wasted. Every good act is a seed. Some grow fast, some grow slow, but none of them are forgotten. If you've ever felt forgotten, you're not. If you're tired of being good in a world that doesn't always deserve it, don't stop. If your prayers feel like they disappear into silence, they don't. Silence isn't absence. You may not see the reason today, but it's there. If this story reached you, hit like, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from, and share it with someone who needs to hear it right now. Subscribe for more stories like this one. And remember, what you do in love is never lost.